Okay, so for some stupid reason, my last stream decided to just shut down, and I don't know why. Computer just died in on itself. Browser window wouldn't work, which is really, really annoying. But anyway, okay, so let me reshare this to people who would like to watch. Uh, what a pain in the ass. Anyway, never mind. Um, let's have a look. Who do I need to share this with? Blah, blah, blah. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so I'm going to be playing a 15-10 game, which is 50 minutes to begin with, 15 minutes to begin with, and then 10 seconds for every uh, move that you make. So, come on, there's the other chat. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, there we go. Cool. There we go. Okay, so if everybody's ready, I will now jump into a new game. Unfortunately, the guy won my last game because the game couldn't down as abandoned because my computer decided to die in on itself, which was fun. So never mind. Okay, cool. So everything sounds fine. Okay, jump into 15-minute game. Let's go. I'm defending. I'm black. Pawn towards the center. He's decided to do one square forward. I normally always do two squares forward with pawns. Okay, attacking my pawn. Need a defender for the pawn, so take the knight out to defend the pawn. I swear to God, if this crashes my PC again, it can't be that bad. It's just a browser window, for God's sake. Calm down. I can hear the fan going in my PC as well. Okay, bishop's out. Nice. I'm going to bring out another knight. Knight's out. Okay, so he's going to be going for this little square here. Let me just see if this looks okay. Guys, see my mouse cursor on screen? Yeah, you can. Cool. He's going to be going for the f7 square here to have a little fork going on with the queen and the rook. So I'm going to run my queen out in front of the king. So if he does attack that square, now if his bishop was here, like the last game, which never got streamed because my computer died, then it wouldn't be too bad for him because he could take that. I wouldn't be able to take with queen because there we go. Now he's I can see what he's doing now. Right, okay. So we've got that facing. This square is very vulnerable in chess because it's so close to the king. So if he does end up taking that pawn, I'm not going to take with queen because bishop will take queen. So, God, I'm trying to remember what I did last time now. Um, let's have a think. Oh, that's right. I brought the pawn into the center. to stop the bishop from performing his nasty little trick. Okay, so the knight is now pinned to the king, which means I cannot move the knight because that would put my king in check. So, just in case I want to use Mr. Knight and not put my king in check, I'm going to release the bishop onto this square, therefore being able to castle my king. Now, take into account I'm not a genius, I'm not a prodigy or anything like that, so if I do mess up, then I mess up. But one of my friends recommended that I stream it just for the hell of it, because normally I stream like other computer games uh like Battlefield and first person shooters and stuff like that. So I thought this might make a difference. Okay, no massive pieces under threat apart from the knight really, so I'm going to castle my king. I can't see a threat anyway. Castled. And the other player, as you can see, has two squares between him and the rook, between his king and his rook, so it's likely he's probably going to castle soon as well. But perhaps not. Some players castle a lot later in the game as well, so we'll see. Oh, he's bringing out the big guns. The queen is out. So he's either going for that. Well, going for that square now isn't such a big deal because the king's no longer there. I think he might be after my rocks, perhaps. But since he's decided to bring out the queen, I'm going to bring... I need to develop my bishop here because that's still on the back rank, and that can be dangerous if these are all stacked up against each other. So I'm going to bring my queen out to here because if I to this square because otherwise yeah to this square because if I go there these bloody pawns are going to start coming down. So and if his pawn decides to take my pawn then I can take bishop. You know what? I've messed up there. Actually, I thought I messed up, but why has he put his queen there? I could have done that on the last move, but never mind. This player I'm against at the moment is from Canada. Oh, awesome. Oh, who's this on stream? Is that Vanya? Is that you, John? Okay, so he now has a good little fork here between the two rooks. So he's going to take a rook either way, which is fair enough. But what rook do I need? can I take the knight back immediately after he takes one of the rooks? Let's go. I'm going to go for the classic because I normally bring this up in front of the king. And there's not much. He might check, but I do have this pawn here, so I'm just going to do that. He'll probably go and take this rook now, more than likely. Or he'll try and checkmate up here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. So do I have any free pieces here? No. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this bishop out because this needs to be developed. Therefore, give me an easy way to take this knight back. So let's put him up there. Здравствуйте, Vanya. Как дела? Hope all is well with you, мой друг. So one of the people watching at the moment is an old friend of mine, Vanya, otherwise known as John, from Belarus. Okay, so Queen is being threatened. We don't want that now, do we? Very well. So he's forced my queen to move here. But the good thing is, if I bring the queen to this square here, if he does try to bring his knight down further, then I've got that covered. This is where I get nervous. I'm glad to hear that, Vanya. Yeah, I've been learning Russian again on Duolingo alongside my friend Siovalog. Um, so yeah, очень приятно. I think that means nice to meet you all. It sounds good anyway, so that's fine. But yeah, no, nice, nice. Очень приятно, мой друг. Again, I haven't heard from you for a while. I'll be honest, John, I didn't realize that you were on my YouTube, which is funny. Or that you knew what my YouTube was. But of course you would, because we used to stream together. So, yeah, that makes sense. Pawn meets pawn. I don't really care about the pawn, so I'm going to take this dangerous little knight, I think. The queen isn't being threatened, so I'll just take the knight. You need to watch out now that I always keep a rook down on this rank, because if that's not there, all it takes is for the queen or their rook to come straight down onto that back rank, and then you're fucked. Back rank, mate. Yeah, Ocien Priatno is it's a nice one. It's normally a greeting, isn't it? So in this case, the player wants me to take this pawn with the queen, which I'm not going to, because by doing that, they would take back with the bishop, and then this little guy is going to come straight down and take the queen. So I can my queen's not under threat, but I can see what he's trying to do. Now, by bringing the queen down onto the b6 square, I've got like a little diagonal lined up to try and get the king later if he moves this pawn. So, what shall I do? I could bring the... No, I'm not going to bring the queen there. That would be dangerous because we've got this little horsey ready to go. So I can't bring him here either. So, actually, my queen might be... No. The queen's not trapped. The queen stays. So, let's think. I'm going to put the king in check with my bishop. No, I can't do that. What am I on about? This is what I mean. Sometimes I'm just like watching. Okay, so I'm going to start lining up some of the pieces here. Yes, I am, Vanya. It's been quite interesting learning a lot of the words, uh, especially the animals. In Russian, Lisa for fox, koshka, kot, sabaka. Um, oh God, what's hedgehog is a really weird one, like isho, well, or something like that. I might be wrong. Uh, right. I think this is going to be one of these types of players who are going to castle last minute. I think, but it's fine because I got my knight over here to kind of back me up. Right. I'm going to take the pawn because after that, I can start getting serious. It's good that you can understand, Vanya. It is. He really wants my queen, doesn't he? Okay, very well. I'm taken with knight. Fair enough. Let's have a think then. How are we doing on material? I've got +4, not too bad. But time is ticking. Knight with knight would be fine. If I took knight with knight, then knight would be taken with rook. Queen would take rook. Should we do that? Let's do it. Interesting. Possible fork there. Actually, no, I have a fork. It would mean a sacrifice because rock's going to take knight, so I'm going to fork here with the knight, threatening, well, putting the king in check and both threatening the bishop as well. So, hidden check. Yeah, looking good. And then let's take this pesky little bugger. Oh yeah, that puts the king in check again. Cool. Okay. Uh, let's start really going at the king now with the bishop. I need to be careful now. But, well, I've still got this guy protecting the back rank. Pinning the... Oh, no, no, I'm not pinning the rook. No, I thought I was for a second. Sorry, getting overexcited there. Okay. Um, let's look. So, another hidden check with the rook. Okay, it's nearly endgame. But you can't get arrogant. Because the moment you think that you've won, you haven't. I was just thinking about taking the rook there. What would happen then? Okay. These pawns are becoming a little bit pesky. So I am going to threaten. I need this guy out of the way. So I need to be careful not to put any vulnerability on my king. Okay, interesting. Well, I need this guy out the way. So, but what's he going to do afterwards? Eh? Oh, okay, yeah. So once I take this, he's going to take back, and that'll be in the way. But since that's gone, I can then check, bring the queen back here, and we should be okay. I'm hoping. We'll soon find out, won't we? Oh yeah, I've heard that the demos have fun. You're right. I have messaged George on Telegram, and I did ask him when is the game out, and he said it's going to be out soon. The demo's out, so I will be having a look into that. So thank you for reminding me. Right, okay, so the bishop's gone from this square. My queen is under threat from the rook. I will be bringing the rook here now to check the king. No, that's okay. No, Vanya, don't worry. It's fine. No, that's okay. I will be buying Luca's game to support him with that side of things um, because he's put a lot of effort into it. So yeah, honestly, don't no apology needed. I've asked Luca about it on Telegram, and I will be playing it. I can't wait to play it. Um, okay, so from here, the best thing to do, we'll check again. He can't take this bishop because it would put the king in check. So he's going to be... Yeah, I thought he might do that. So... Um, let's put him in check with the rook, shall we? This is where you need to be very careful because this is where it's make or break. Yeah. So what I can do now is take this pawn whilst I put the king in check. I'm also threatening the rook. Obviously, I won't want to take that because the other rook will take my queen, so we'll do that. I still got my little horsey down here that I can use as well at some point. I'm not too bad, thank you, Vanya. Um, things aren't too bad. I'm nice and fit and healthy these days with climbing and so on and so forth. So bouldering. Um, work is good. Having a good time at work. Parents are healthy and so on and so forth. So yeah, everything's not too bad at the moment. It's so nice to hear from you again. Right. I am going to sacrifice this knight, put the king in check to get rid of this pawn. This could really mess me up, but let's do it. This is where I might mess it up. Um, mm, 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 mm. Let's have a look. Is everything well with yourself in Belarus? How is your family? Now, by bringing the queen to this square, even though my bishop's under attack, if I bring my queen to this square, I would be able to take the rook if he takes that. And by the time I get to this square, that would be checkmate. So I'm going to put my queen here. Maybe I've messed up. Who knows? That was a good decision on his part. So, he's doing that. What we could do instead is sacrifice the bishop. This is where you need to be careful, see? Oh, God. And I don't have much time left either. So, mm, mm, mm. This might be a mad move, but let's try it. Okay. Let's put the queen down here. He's probably going to bring this pawn down now, I think. Which I'll take with bishop. I might actually lose this one if I'm not careful. But anyway, it's a demonstration. It's all good fun. It's chess, so whatever. So that's kind of like a sideways back rank, mate. But we got there. Nice one, guys. Woohoo! Literally nothing you can do about that. But he was a good player. That was very close near the end. Extremely close. My God. I'm so sorry to hear that, John. That's horrible. It can't be easy losing a parent. Um, that's awful, man. From what I know of your family, they were all very good people. Um, so yeah, that's awful, man. I'm sorry. Okay, so we've won this match. Um, right, John, Vanya, I will be right back, and I will continue with some games. We might need to add each other on the app actually, so we can have a game together. It's really nice to hear from you again. I will be back in a couple of minutes. And yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss, John. I'm sorry. Ah, Kazakhstan. Okay, that's cool. I'm so glad you've met a girl. That's really nice, man. I won't be long, okay? Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Right. So, uh, beers problem, Vanya. Здравствуйте, everybody. Uh, so we are playing Shakmata, Shakmata, tonight on chess.com. Shakmata originally comes from Arabic. Shak means dead, and Mutta, no, Shak means king in Arabic. Matta means dead, which means the king is dead or the king is gone. Um, and that is where the word in English, European, checkmate comes from. Shakmata, checkmate. Anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting. Yeah, Shakmata. So, another 15-minute game. Let's go. I play white. I'm going to do the king's pawn entrance. He'll probably bring his pawn down. Maybe. We don't know. Knight out. Pawn, threatening pawn. That's fine. That's defended. Going to bring out another pawn. Another knight, I should say. So this guy, or this in John's language, Mushina, is from Uruguay. Then again, it could be a Zenshina. Who knows? Going to take the pawn. Could be a Malchik, Dvochka, Zenshina, or Mashina. Who knows? Spasiba, my drug. Thank you, my friend Chris. Chris, this is Vanya. My drug is it? My drug is um um shit. I forgot the name of the country now. Um, what's the name of your country again, John? Shit, forgot. Um, Belarus. That's it. My drug is Belarus. My friend from Belarus, John. Otherwise, his Slavic name is Vanya. Vanya, this is my drug. Chris. Da. Okay. So pawn out. He's going to start bringing these pawns down. I think the common defense is to bring the pawns out. So it's attacking every bloody square on the board. I'm going to take the bishop out to the center. Would I be right? Would I be correct in saying, Vanya? Ja, Liu, Shakmata. Knight needs a defender. Let's bring out this guy. So, yeah, no problem. Beer's problem, Mr. Shanahan. So, since I'm streaming for people, I thought it was best to explain some things. So, my knight's under attack here, but he has a defender, a pawn. He's been attacked by two pieces now, both by the knight and by the bishop, um, which is fine. I'm going to threaten his knight now, which is pinned to the queen. Nobody on earth wants to lose their queen, so I'm going to put this here. So if he does move his knight, I will take the queen. Now, a lot of people in this position, this is a common position in chess, pinning knight to queen. Likelihood is he's going to bring down this pawn to attack the bishop, but he might not. He might not, but it's a common response. Я люблю шахматы. So in Russian, я люблю шахматы means I love chess. For anybody who is interested in studying the Slavic languages, or Russian in this case. I've recently been reading some of Fyodor Dostoevsky's books, which are really good. I've read Notes from the Underground, Crime and Punishment, and I'm currently three-quarters through The Idiot. And Raskolnikov is one of my favorite characters of all time. Bringing the pawn down to probably release the queen to come down here, I would imagine. Let's check the king. He's not going to cover it with the queen. He'll probably cover it with a knight. Knight to here, probably, or knight to here to get himself out of check, because he still wants to castle, of course, if he's sensible. Fyodor Dostoevsky, when I first started, sorry, I meant that bishop, of course I did. Yeah, Fyodor Dostoevsky spent time in the Gulag in Siberia. He was nearly, he was nearly executed, and they changed their mind last minute. Okay, so protecting the king with the bishop. If I do take bishop with bishop, the knight's going to take. What's my best next one? I do need to castle soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be caught off guard. I'm really tempted to put the knight here, but the queen will take it with no consequence. I'm going to take my knight further to the board. He can have the bishop. Have you read Dostoevsky at all, John? Can you put in the chat how to write, have you read Dostoevsky? Because I'm practicing my Russian. It would be something like Utibia. I can't remember the name for reading again. I can't remember that at the moment. Anyway, um, so I'm going to bring my queen out on this diagonal here. I think I need to castle. Yeah, so Prince Mushkin is seen as an idiot because he's like disabled, basically. How do you say I like to read Fyodor Dostoevsky in Russian? Okay, so he's brought out his queen. Now, by attacking this knight, there will be no consequence to the queen. So, I am. Let's have a think about this. No consequence. That's a free knight for that queen. So I reckon we'll. Yeah, he's taken the queen out there, basically, because that knight's pinned. He wants to use that knight. This knight here is defended by my pawn. So, I am once again, in this case, I'm going to pin my knight to his queen. So, well, I'm not pinning. I'm defending my knight. So if he does decide to take the knight, then fair enough. Я люблю читать Fyodor Dostoevsky. Я люблю читать Fyodor Dostoevsky. Thank you for that, John. Spasiba, my dudu. My friend who has lived in this country, Theovolod, said with moi drug, you need to have a more deeper accent. Spasiba, moi drug. Spasiba, moi drug. I believe there's a feminine version as well. Right, let's see. Right, fuck it. I'm going to castle. Now, because a lot of the players' pieces are on this side, and again, I'm not fucking Grandmaster, but I'm going to castle this side because there's a lot of pieces lined on his side over this side of his army, so I'm going to go over here. What was just taken? Ah, yeah, free knight. Okay, so my bishop is under attack. And if he takes that bishop, my queen will also be under attack as well. How are we looking? Fucking hell. He's winning like fuck. This might be one of my loser games, I think. Well, saying that. I've won plenty of games where material doesn't matter, and in chess, honestly, it doesn't always matter. I'm going to go here. You can get checkmates in chess with fewer pieces, with with very few pieces. Um, I've won games where I've had two knights and a bishop taken and a queen. It's possible. It's always possible. Okay, he's castled. Okay, so the king is now on this side of the board. Let's have a look. The knight and the queen is probably good tactic here. But what's he going to do, of course, you know? So I'm going to take my queen onto the e2 square. I think that's probably a good idea. I'm going to have to get that knight out the way at some point, though. If I can get this knight to this square, and if his knight buggers off somewhere, and I can get my queen to the h5 square, and then to here, with the knight there and the queen there, that would be checkmate without that knight in the way, obviously. But let's see what happens. This might be a loss. You never know. But then again, people panic on these time games, so sometimes people blunder. I see now what I like about the time games is that, as opposed to the longer games, the um, 1 day games or 3 day games, so on and so forth, um, people have to think quickly, you know. Um, and having to think quickly means sometimes panicking and going into fight or flight. So that's what I like. That's what I like about these time games. That's what chess is. Although back in the day, you used to have something called correspondence chess. Of course, we never always had computers, and sometimes you'd want to play with people across the world. So you had correspondence chess, which meant you would write down your move. You would have like a little bit of paper, um, and you have like a big chart of the chessboard, um, and you would put down your move, send it off to the other person in the post, and that would be it. Okay, so he's trying to form a little bit of a battery here. If his queen was here and if his queen was here, as my friend Mr. Shanahan did earlier, and his bishop was up here, then that would be checkmate at this point. Now this is where I need to be careful. I mean, the only thing I can do here is move the king. So move the king there. I see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to form a battery, but what he has done though is I can no longer move the king outside of there, so he might start to move another piece now to block me from getting to that square, which of course would be checkmate. So So that square is off bounds for my king. That square is off bounds for my king. So he's now taking control of two squares. But 6 minutes and 55 seconds left. So he's going to have to start thinking quickly now. Even though he's up in the... Look, one pawn. 2 pawns, a bishop, and a knight. But I still have lots of potential on my side. Threatening the bishop. Now by threatening the bishop, if I take bishop with bishop, queen comes down. Let's have a think about this. What I could do actually is take knight with knight. This is where things get difficult, see? I'm going to put the king in check. That pawn would be removed. Bring the queen up. I have no choice now. That bishop's going to be taken either way. I'm going to put the king in check and see what happens. That centre pawn will be removed. Now I can do a little fork with check. Then I can remove him. But again, what's going to happen after? Do you know what I mean? Okay, now he's pinned to the king. This is going to be a weird one. He's got material on his side in this case. Do I leave that pin to the king? I'm going to start bringing up my pawns. He can't move that bishop. And if he does come down to take that pawn, I mean, he still has a lot more material, but I can take it with bishop. I don't think he's going to take that with the queen. Well, no, he wouldn't. But you never know. Well, oh, yeah, sorry. Where's this guy from? This... Oh, yeah, Uruguay. Heroes 3 of Might. Okay. That's interesting, Vanya. I know you you Slavic dudes like to play stuff like that. We never played a lot of stuff like that. But oh, that's pretty cool, man. Sorry, I do have you. I've got my phone next to me on a little stand, so I am paying attention to what you're saying. So sorry if I seem a little bit rude. Okay, so that's moved up the diagonal there for the queen. I might be okay here, actually. So let's take the bishop with the pawn. I might have fucked up there, but who knows. Okay, so we got a bit of hidden check. Move this pawn, take this pawn. King's in check. Shit. There we go. This is what I mean. I've messed up there. Okay, well, that's fine. So let's see how far I can do this, because he's on less time than me, so bye-bye, queen. Okay. So we need to find a way now, because all I've got is is a bishop and 2 rooks left. So we need to find a way now of getting them out safely. Okay, so let's try and make some room here. Let's start threatening this corner of the board. Might bring my bishop to here. I mean, he might bring his pawn down to there. I can take that pawn, threaten the rook. Let's see what happens now. What happened there again? He's moved his king out the way, fair enough. We've only got so many pawns left. Should we threaten the rook? I think we should. That knight's still there, so I could take that rook without any consequence. I need to get this little bugger out the way, because I want to bring my rooks up. That couldn't be taken without let's have a think here. So he's going to come. Yeah, maybe not the best idea, but I need to get these rooks out. He'll probably try and check me now on this square, I think. Ah, Muscovy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, no, I know chess is massive in Russia. Uh, how would you say in Russian? Can you type it in the chat for me because I'm still trying to like learn Russian. How do you say in Russian? Um, I've watched the Queen's Gambit, or no? How do you say I have watched the Queen's Gambit? I really don't like this bishop at all. And yeah, no, I know by watching by history that yeah, chess is massive in Russia. Oh, there it is. So what I'll do now is I'll do a little, well, it's not a fork, but I'm going to block the check down to the king by putting the rook here. The rook will be defended by the pawn. I'll also be threatening the bishop. The rook is defending his bishop, so let's see what this does. People are very sensitive about their queen, so he might not take it, but then again, he's got material on his side. He doesn't have time on his side, so... Well, how many choices do I have here? And what's going to happen? Right. You might get me on this one, boys and girls. Or Mashinas and Genshinas, Malchiks and Davochkas. I'm just, oh no, pinned. Right, I'm going to go to the safety of the rook. I think, yeah, I think this square is the best. Mm -mm -mm -mm. Da. Yes, Queen's Gambit. As you can see, I'm pretty much on survival mode at this point. So, if I was playing on his side, I'm just trying to think what I'd do. What would be my next move? Yeah, I like it. Pawn to this, pawn down here. The queen could be taken with no... Ah, okay. That's pinned. He might be panicking a bit now because of the time. I'm trying my best. I'm probably going to lose this one. But let's just move him around. That seems like the most sensible square. I think then after I move him there, that's going to be checkmate on this square. No, because the king could move there. We'll see. Let's just block that with the pawn. I think the queen taking that pawn would be checkmate. Oh, maybe not. Fair enough. You would have had checkmate there with the pawn. Hidden check there, just move that out the way. Only have one square to go to, and should be game. Come on, my friend. You're nearly there. Get me, you'll be fine. So if I say men, plural, it would be, Mushini. Mushini. Hey, black won by checkmate. He got me, ladies and gentlemen, he got me. Okay, let's have another game. King's Pawn entrance, classic. Knight attacking that pawn, so let's defend my pawn. Pawn being threatened. By taking that pawn, that knight might take the pawn, or the queen would take the pawn, so I'm just going to take it. But if the knight takes the pawn, and my knight takes knight, then the queen takes, well, that's where things get interesting. I'm going to leave them there, actually. Let's threaten the king. Oh, okay. Let's bring this little dude back. Defending the knight will bring in the classic, what I've seen many times before with the black pawns, lining them up, defending each other like a chain. I like it. I'm going to bring my knight out because I never like these. Whenever you play chess, I never like these back pieces stuck together, because otherwise the king gets stuck, so to speak. Bishop threatened. What does he go? One pawn. Yeah, one pawn each, so equal at the moment. He's going with the pawn attack, it looks like. I'm going to start breaking down the defenses, I reckon. I'm going to sacrifice, I'm going to do an exchange on the knight. Because I know that a lot of the time people play black, they try with the pawns at first, and I'd be like, no, I see what you're doing. So let's start blocking the pawns from coming down. Ah, knight out on the side flanks, which they generally don't normally recommend, but it can work. Oh, right, let's have a look here then. I'm just going to bring my bishop into the center in general. He's probably thinking about bringing that knight down to do a fork on the classic square here, but I should have castled by then. Hopefully. Okay. Let's put the king in check. Nothing threatening my queen. Can anybody see it? No. Blocked by the bishop. Try and start a little rocket launcher, as I like to call them, by castling now and bringing out my rook into the center by castling. And he's also decided to castle as well. Very well. He already has a vulnerable square there. Let's have a think then. So need to develop this knight. No consequence. Then again, he's big on the pawn attack, to be fair to him. Very well. But he's opening up squares that I can take advantage of. So fine, I'll bring him back. It's nice. Oh, well. And our bishop's defending that square. Defending the classic square here. Start bringing out the pawn, shall we? I am castled king side. Let's do a little bit of a building block thing. So let's bring this pawn out here. So this is called a building block with the pawns. Well, if he checks there, then the knight's going to take. So we'll leave that alone for now. So I put my pawn forward here in anticipation of defending this pawn. Ah, Chris, you're back. We'll be climbing tomorrow, mate. Knight's being threatened. Knight is also pinned to the rook. He's also taken that out of the way from being attacked. I need to leave this knight here just in case he decides to check this way, so I'm leaving him there. If I move him, he is going to take the rook. Got a potential hidden check on this side. So let's start breaking down the walls, I think. Yeah, all good. Yeah, they're open tomorrow. We'll be over there about 1 o'clock. Okay, so trying to defend the king again. And start getting rid of his pawns on the king's side, I think. Free bishop for him. Okay. Let's have a look. We'll start breaking down the pawns. Now, if he wants to take this pawn, that's fine. If he doesn't, that will be hidden check from the rook. And also I will be able to fork here as well. Well, not fork, actually, but I will be able to get a free bishop. He decided not to. Yeah, let's get rid of these pawns. Another hidden check if I take this. If he doesn't take that, then that's going to be a hidden check. Or a discovered check, I think it's called. Oh yeah, no, they're definitely open tomorrow. Right, so look. Let me move my queen here to try and go up the side ranks, although I want to defend my knight. Let's put him over there. Is there anything defending this square? Anything at all? Not that I can see. Have I fucked up? Is the square undefended or no? I'm right. Okay. Let's bring. Nope. I'm not going to bring this big boy up because that is defended by the bishop. But we can go over to here. No, no, we can't. I forgot about this big boy. Always watch out for hidden buggers. Right, okay. Very well. Alright, fine. Let's... Can't take that. That's defended. I think I might be a bit buggered, boys. Well, let's keep playing. Nope. I didn't see the bishop either. But fair dues, I've done the same to other people, so it's all good. Sometimes these sneaky little buggers are just waiting. Okay, so let's check again with the knight. And then I do have a free pawn here. But this little bugger. Oh, bloody hell, my mobile keeps switching off so I can see the chat. Okay. Let's have a look. And by the way, I'm not looking at the chat because that's cheating. I'm going to bring my rook here to defend knight. Yeah. I didn't know. I forgot his last name. About 52. Yeah. Immediately just pull my rook away. I don't think that's defended. Attacked by anything. These last two games have been a bit crap for me, but I can't even take that one. Let's have a look here. Shall I take it with might? Maybe. Might be unexpected. I don't do it. Let's threaten the queen. Let's take knight. Yeah, I can do that. Alright, threatening rook with rook. Let's threaten his queen back. Only one square to go to. loosen the bishop. Okay. Well, I'm pretty much buggered on this anyway, but I'm taking my pawn up. Let's go full on scorched earth. And checkmate. He got me. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We had a good first game. Last two games, I completely and utterly blundered. But hope you've enjoyed watching. Have a good time.